What's up, everyone? Got an interesting video for you today. It's going to be different than my normal videos in that I'm going to be issuing a small correction of an earlier video. One of my first videos, I talked about our Amazon ad hierarchy, which is exactly like, what it sounds. It's how we stack up in rank of cost effectiveness, what kind of ads you should be launching first. This is really helpful if you don't necessarily know what you're doing. You want to stay cost efficient, but you still want to advertise and start to get an idea for what kind of returns you want to see. So do it from the top down cascading order. We have a little PDF attached to the video that you can use to follow along. But with the new ad types, differing competition, new stuff coming to light, just wanted to issue a correction, make an updated version for 2021. So let's get into it. All right, everyone, let's get into it. So this is the current Amazon advertising hierarchy. I'm going to do it for a mature brand, which is a brand that's already sort of running ads. Very few differences between the two, but download the PDF. You can follow along. You'll see. So I'm working off an old one. You'll have the new one to look at. Link in the description for that if you're curious. Highly recommend having that pulled up. You can just have that if it all makes sense to you. Just download it. You don't even have to finish this video. If you want a little bit of explanation as to what's going on, watch the previous video or just follow along for this one. So all of these cascading downward, pretty self-explanatory. So you've got your branded sponsored product ads, brand name terms in the sponsored product ad spot, branded sponsored product ads, research campaign. So that's sort of like your phrase match. Also, one of the big things that we've changed. So instead of broad match for our sponsored product ads, branded ads, sponsored brand ads, we've changed that to phrase match. We found that it works better. I would most likely liken that to the fact that Amazon is getting more competitive. So we're using tighter targeting. We're casting less of a wide net. So I think that's why these phrase match ads have been performing better for us, but we've switched to phrase match for our exploratory campaigns. So keep that in mind, that these are now phrase match before they were broad match. So sponsored product ads, essentially, just as a reminder, I'll go back. So this banner here is a sponsored brand ad. This right here, the one that looks like a just regular search result that has sponsored, that's a sponsored product ad. These are sponsored brand video ads. Looking into a detail page, these are sponsored display product targeting ads. So a lot of terminology all getting mixed up. It's going to be kind of hard to follow. So use your hierarchy document. So these are sponsored display product targeting. They're really powerful because they show up like near the buy box. These are sponsored product targeting ads. So a lot of words getting repeated, but it's basically you just get to pay for this carousel. Down here we have sponsored display audience targeted ads. So these are just based off people who have interacted with your brand in some fashion, not necessarily targeting ASINs or keywords. And then usually down here, there are also video ads that you can target on product detail pages. For some reason though, no search I do can pull up video ads within product detail pages. Amazon, for some reason, like mixes up their ads of what you do and do not see, of like, sometimes there are 4 sponsored product spots, especially with new ad types, like they'll make things come in and out. So not sure why it's not showing me any sponsor brand video ASIN targeted ads, but normally those would show up sort of like right around here at the bottom. It's not this though. These are not paid video ads. So normally they pop up near kind of the bottom of the detail page. So those are the different ad types. So just want to get that out of the way so you know what I'm talking about when I launch into my description of where everything's going, how we change things. So in the old hierarchy document, I had a couple of like currently vetting things. So first off, this low bid keyword dump campaign, essentially what that was I just pull all the keywords that like a reverse ASIN search tool gives you. Normally I advocate for a lot of filtering, a lot of manual review. Those, and I still do, those go in your non-brand performance campaign, but just as a way to like say, screw it, instead of just all this vetting, cutting to the small little keyword research and doing this, just bid a tiny bit on a bunch of different things. You might pick up some clicks here and there, and then if you get the sale and you're like working with a 30-40% ACoS, that could just ever so slightly bump you up in the right direction. Tested this out a lot, hasn't really been effective for me. So even more so, like, this just shows that Amazon's getting more competitive. There aren't just a bunch of keywords out there that like nobody's targeting and are really, really cheap. Maybe there are a few, but that just doesn't happen that often anymore. So the low bid keyword dump, not really something that I've been prioritizing, and I wouldn't necessarily advocate for it. Although if you're, trying to do you're throwing the book at it, you can give that a shot. But I don't think it belongs on a hierarchy necessarily. Mentioned here the closely related non-brand sponsored brand, and I have exact match with tailored copy and exact match with non-tailored copy. So I've actually stopped doing this. I used to launch sponsored brand ads for each keyword, but I actually found that has worked worse. I don't know if it's because of some algorithm thing where because you don't have enough sales, Amazon doesn't prop your ads up as well. The example here would be like if you're targeting fish oil 1000 or fish oil with vitamin D3, for example, in the headline search ad, you would say the superior fish oil plus vitamin D3. You'd contain the search term exactly as it is in the headline text as a way to increase click-through rate, which it does for the most part, but for some reason when you're not getting enough conversions, the ad just doesn't get as much traffic. I would love someone from Amazon to reach out to me and explain it, but I just noticed that when you include all your non-brand keywords together in one ad with good snappy headline that isn't necessarily keyword focused, seems to actually do better. So just knocking off this result number 12, not really doing the tailored ad copy thing, hasn't really been working for us, so got rid of that. Another thing that is important to note, SDA views. So when I say SDA, I mean sponsored display audience targeting. So you can do purchaser retargeting, views retargeting. But I have been putting that above competitor sponsored product keywords. And the reason that I've been doing that is because it just performs, it's like right around 100%. For a lot of the high competition areas, it's just been doing a little bit better than specific competitors. So views, not going to be your biggest sales driver, but it's worth running. So that goes above competitor sponsored product keywords. So sponsored brand video ads are up here above the branded sponsored brand ads, just because video has been performing a lot better for us. And then likewise with this low bid automatic campaign, I've been putting sponsored brand video non-brand ads above that as far as return goes. So past the closely related non-brand sponsored product, past all your branded, but above what's going on here. So I'm moving it above the low bid automatic non-brand sponsored brand video, where I called it before mobile video and search. It's now no longer a mobile thing. It's a bigger part of the ad makeup, so it goes a little bit higher. So another thing that important to note, so the sponsored display product targeted, so follow along, sponsored display product targeted, which are these, in case you've forgotten, they are expensive. And when you're on somebody else's detail page, they don't convert as well. If you have a competitor that you're just trying to blow out of the water, you don't want them to be around, great strategy, but usually it's over 100%. So going to place it below short-tailed sponsored product keywords, but above competitor sponsored product terms. Just performs that little bit better for competitors just because the ad's a little bit nicer. Immediately beneath that of the suggested sponsored display product targeted, you can also target category, not as powerful, just goes a little bit underneath that. At that point, your returns really start to fall off. So we're talking about things that are sort of in this bottom, but if you're looking to just increase sales and you're willing to pay for it to get new customers in, these are great ways to do it. The other thing I wanted to point out, so this gets kind of confusing, sponsored brand video ASIN targeted So follow along. I know it's tough, but sponsored brand video ASIN targeted. So there's sponsored display product targeting, sponsored product targeting, and sponsored display video ASIN targeting, which is kind of like a product targeting. So that goes underneath this closely related non-brand sponsored brand ad, ignoring this exact match with tailored copy. It goes right underneath that. So pretty powerful. Results are early, so it's still malleable, but it's definitely a powerful thing that we've seen. So it gets slotted there with those banner sponsored brand ads. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about is the sponsored brand video ASIN targeted for your brand terms. Right there with this, right underneath, for now, this might change, but right underneath the branded sponsored display ads of just the regular product targeted. So I know that was a lot of jargon, and for the most part, hopefully you've just downloaded the PDF and it makes sense. But any other questions, replay the video or drop any questions you have in the comment section. I know this was a lot of jargon, all sort of back to back to back. So any questions at all, please drop in the comment section. So there you have it. I hope the video was helpful. If you have any questions or comments at all, please drop them in the comment section below. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you want to subscribe to our channel, which I would highly recommend, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you'd rather not worry about all this advertising hierarchy stuff and want a turnkey solution to handle all of your Amazon advertising and Amazon selling needs, follow the link in the description to the Sunken Stone website. It'll be pretty self-explanatory from that point, but you'll meet with our head of strategic partnerships if it's a good fit. And at that point, we can take your sales to the moon. You won't have to do anything. And with that, happy selling, everyone.